Hey guys, it's Staci Hutch, and apparently our bosses thought that we didn't talk enough.
So we're going to do a podcast.
We're going to say too much. Hopefully we don't get fired, but it's a podcast, so they can't fire us for having our own thoughts.
And we don't get paid for this, so how can you fire from something that you don't actually do for a job?
You're not getting paid?
No, are you?
Let's start the podcast. Yay! Welcome to Staci Hutch Say Too Much. Staci, producer Ross is with us as well. What's your official title? Like, do you have a title?
We go with podcast manager. I always tell people I'm more of the cat herder / catch-all department.
You are.
And I am happy to have that role.
I feel like that's every producer. Like whether it's TV or radio, they just have to wrangle everyone.
Yep.
And make sure everything happens properly.
And then, we don't know who should do this. We'll give it to Ross.
Yes.
Very excited for today's podcast. It is breakfast edition on the podcast today.
Yay!
For Snack Chat, we got Pastor Play. And of course, we want to thank Mattress Galaxy for bringing you today's podcast.
It makes sense because you know what? You go to sleep, then you wake up and have breakfast. So
I
thanks.
have a surprise for you guys for Snack Chat.
You do?
Do you remember the viral trend of mini pancake cereal that people were making the mini pancakes?
Yes. Yep.
Well, Belgian boys have come out with pancake cereal, and they're mini pancakes. I'll show you kind of what they look like now on the video portion of it.
Okay.
But they're mini pancakes. You put milk in them, or you put butter, and they're
That's
little mini
cute.
ones. So we're gonna try those today.
Are they soft or are they crunchy?
They're soft.
Huh.
But so we got that, and I know we got a variety of Cheerios that we're gonna have.
Yes.
But I also have the Frosted Flakes French Toast.
Oh.
Cinnamon French Toast edition.
Oh,
which is awesome.
those will
Neat.
be
So
good.
we got all
Those
that for
will
you.
be good.
And I brought yet another flavor of Cheerios.
The
today.
blueberry.
Can we just
Mhm.
skip the snack chat?
We would love
Okay.
to, but we do have to talk about food today. You know, when we were growing up, my mom, she was a decent cook, but she was a teacher. So she didn't really make a lot of meals that were homemade.
Yeah.
You know, she would get frozen meals, or TV dinners were big in the 80s and all that stuff. And so on the weekends, we did have good meals. And there's a lot of times where I just didn't like the food that she cooked. And she's not like known for her cooking, but she was a good cook. And so we got to talking in the office yesterday about foods that you had that mom or dad or your parents made that you just won't eat today because you either had too much of it or it just was not good. And I remember to this day, I love breakfast foods, but quiche, I cannot stomach worth anything because mom would make quiche all the time for Saturday or Sunday breakfast.
I don't even like the word quiche.
Yeah.
It just sounds icky to
But
me.
it's basically an egg bake,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? I love egg bake, but I cannot down any quiche.
See, I love quiche and egg bake. Zero problem with either
We
one
never
of
had
those.
that.
You never had quiche?
We never really ate that.
Do you have egg bake though?
Mm-mm.
Well, your mom never really.
She wasn't much for that either. Well, both my parents worked, so I was a latchkey kid. So it was basically, it was just sort of throw together whether meat and potatoes, basically. I mean, my mom and dad both had ulcers and they were very stressed. So everything we had was pretty bland. I didn't know the difference though.
Sure.
As a kid,
you really don't.
you just like whatever. So it was like roast potatoes,
Mm,
peas or carrots or whatever.
mhm.
So it was meat, vegetable, potato, and that was it. So my mom will tell you, she knows she wasn't a great cook. I mean,
Right.
she did the best she could with whatever terrible stomachs my parents had. So, and I loved this, and I still do. My mom and dad's chili was tomato soup and a can of beans, like the kidney beans, maybe two with the goop in it. And then like the little chili powder, maybe not the whole
Yes.
package,
Put a little bit of it,
but a little bit of it.
just to flavor the tomato soup.
Yeah, and then the ground beef, and that was it.
Was it good?
I thought so,
You know what? Here's what I challenge you
but
to.
that is not chili to most
No,
people.
it's
No,
not.
No.
But here's what I challenge you to do: remake that recipe, bring it in, and we will see if it.
Yes.
Because it sounds horrible, but it doesn't. But it also sounds good.
Yeah,
You know, can you remake that or
I
give
think
me the
so.
recipe and I'll remake
I don't.
it?
There
or
wasn't
something?
really a recipe; you just sort of made it.
Well, everything that she said right there individually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
goes well in other things.
Hers is
I-
more of a goulash. It sounded like
yeah,
than
just
anything
no
else.
like noodles in it.
Yeah.
I feel like I would make that. Occasionally, I will make when I get lazy and I want to have a lot of meals pre-prepped. I'll make what I basically call baked spaghetti, where I basically make all the spaghetti,
Yeah,
right? put it together, throw some cheese on top, and put it in the oven for like 20 minutes.
Sounds good.
So it comes out as like a half
is,
lasagna, half spaghetti.
Did your family, your parents make anything that you were like, okay, I just can't stomach this, even as an adult?
So I grew up kind of similar. This is another similarity that you and I have. I was raised primarily by a single father because of some unfortunate circumstances early on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And
your mom didn't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So she said, I'm done with this life. I'm out of here. I'd rather pass away than watch this kid grow up.
Took one look at you and said, I can't handle him.
No, I can't do this anymore. 8 years with this menace.
Sorry to bring up horrible memories for you, Russ.
But my dad, very similar to kind of what you talked about, he cooked almost every meal for us, but a lot of them would be pre-made or pre-ready. One thing he did, I want to give him some cred here. My dad always has been great on the grill. I wish I could cook on the grill half as good as he can. But to your point, it's funny how I just said spaghetti, like baked spaghetti.
Yeah.
Traditional spaghetti, it's got to be really good if I'm going to have it, because we probably had spaghetti once or twice a week for years.
Oh, remember?
So I need it to be really good for me to have it.
I remember in the 80s and 90s, this was huge. I don't know if they still have it today, but remember spaghetti in a box from Kraft? So they did mac and cheese, but they also have the green box, which was just spaghetti. And it was spaghetti and sauce. You don't remember that?
No, I don't know if I remember that. The other one, for different reasons, I think we talked about this yesterday, Hutch, when you were kind of planting the seed around the office. I can't eat dumplings to this day because I had a really bad experience with dumplings.
What happened?
Well, I know we had dumplings for dinner. I think we went to the fair or like Valley Fair or a local carnival or something.
And they didn't sit right?
No, on the way home, I'll never get this image out of my head. I vividly remember my head outside the window like I'm a dog, heaving all over the side of my dad's car. And it was dumplings.
Really?
So I just can't do dumplings. It gives me the willies. Oh, and this is now I'm dovetailing. Water chestnuts? Pointless and
love
disgusting.
water chestnuts.
They used to freak me out. I remember getting chunking in the can. You remember that stuff?
Oh, yes, that's good stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I would still eat that.
When we were being exotic at our house, we got that. And I remember water chestnuts were in there, and they used to freak me out a little bit, but then someone explained what they were, and I'm like, okay.
I got to look up to the spaghetti thing. Did you find
here
it?
it is, yeah.
Get it closer to the camera.
Oh, maybe I remember that.
Here.
I don't really remember that.
You don't? It was huge, and they still have it to this day.
Huh.
I got a weird one for you, and I don't want to hijack your topic here, but do you guys have foods that you just physically can't smell or be around?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mine, cheese, ballpark cheese, like cheese that you dip your nachos or your pretzel in at the stadium.
That's the best.
Oh my gosh. On a summer day when it's like 90 degrees, if somebody is eating that within earshot of me, or I guess no shot in this case, I got to get up. Like I will literally start to get gag reflex.
Because you ate so much of it as a kid?
No, I just hate that smell.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong.
So
I do think it's good.
Eat it,
I do think it's good.
It.
I just don't love the smell of it.
One thing I still can't stomach to this day, and I'm not a big seafood person, but anyway, I still probably wouldn't like them as fish sticks. Fish sticks, I don't know. Like I can do popcorn shrimp.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You can't do popcorn
Because you're
shrimp?
putting the whole body in your mouth then.
Oh, well, now that you say that, I'm over it. Now it's just like putting, an anatomy of a fish in my mouth.
Yep.
Now I can't even do fish sticks. Not that I did, but fish sticks were always that and tartar sauce. It was always served at our house as a frozen meal by our mom, and I was like,
well, because they assume kids like it because it's just crunchy.
Maybe, yeah, and it's a way to get seafood in, or whatever it was. But it was just, I don't know, that and quiche just.
I want to know, people who watch this on the YouTube machine, if they have things that they don't eat or can't. I'd love to hear what they are.
Really?
Yeah. Comment below.
Oh yeah.
It's also kind of funny when you hear what other people don't like, because then you did what you did to me, what I'm thinking of. Somebody will say like, "Oh, I really don't like mashed potatoes," and I'll be like, "What?
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes are the best."
Staci and I love liquid cheese. You give us liquid cheese, and we will.
What are some things that you'd be surprised to hear that, like, my sister and I used to make creamed peas on toast all the time. And every once in a while, I'm like, I kind of want to make that. And I have to,
for snack chat,
and I have to text my sister and go, what is in that again? And she has the recipe and has to tell me.
I'm horrified. This is a real reaction to that. It's
pretty good.
Well, it's like what they say, I don't know if you have to edit this out, but
yeah,
it's the corned beef and it sounds awful, but it tastes so good. Like it's just toast.
It's home. And then like circus peanuts, for some reason,
circus peanuts,
I like them. And I think it's because they remind me of my dad.
Okay.
because my dad always liked them, and he'd always get them at this little green store on the corner of our hometown, and he would get those, and he'd sort of hide them from like my mom and my brother.
I feel like we should just have a Staci day where she cooks all the things from her childhood, because I never had any of this stuff.
My dad, and again, he made good money, raised us on his own, right? But one thing he loved to make or just have as a snack, and I'll never get this, he would take saltines and he would just put butter on them.
Oh, sure. My parents did that.
Yeah.
I would occasionally put peanut butter on them, but just butter to me was always kind of weird.
I've heard about that.
My dad loved hard butter, and he would put it on, like he would get it straight from the fridge instead of letting it soften like most people do. He would just love a big chunk of it. I don't know why that was like exciting for him.
A nice cold chunk of butter on a saltine.
Or on bread.
Really?
On bread,
okay.
Yeah.
Bread's okay. One thing I'm bitter about to this day is, believe it or not, at one point I was way too skinny. I was so skinny, the doctor basically told my mother and father he needs whole milk and you need to just lather all of his food up with butter, right? And now look at me. So I've jokingly told my dad, I'm like,
Thanks,
you did
buddy.
this to me.
You gave me too much butter.
Oh my God, that's
butter.
insane. Well, now everyone's thinking of their childhood meals that they just want to throw up. So congrats, you guys. You're welcome.
Yay.
All right, it is time for Pass or Play. Snack Chat will be on the way, so we'll eat some stuff that we might think is good, but it is breakfast edition for Snack Chat here in just a little bit. All right, Ross, what are the categories today?
The categories today, well, first the score. Hutch now leads 3-2. We have one tie in a day that shall forever live in infamy. Yeah. Mac and Don's standing up for others.
Ooh.
Don't spring forward and don't fall back. Give blood, save lives. Bookworm.
All right, we will let Staci pick first. We won't let her. She's behind, so she gets to pick first.
Let's do Mac and Don.
Mac and Don's.
There you
And
go.
forgive me, I feel like I could have deleted the wrong question last week, so forgive me if we've done this, but I don't think we have. What is the dessert of the Cardi B and Offset meal bundle at McDonald's?
Just saw this.
One more time. What is the dessert of the Cardi B and Offset meal bundle at McDonald's? Is it A, one of those tasty chocolate chip cookies? Is it B, an Oreo McFlurry?
Don't give options. McDonald's has like 4 desserts.
Quiet.
Sorry.
Is it C, an apple pie? Is it D, a cone? By the way, you're right. They probably only have 4.
What was the second thing you said?
Oreo McFlurry.
An Oreo McFlurry. Is it one of those tasty chocolate chip cookies? An Oreo McFlurry, which is a tasty treat.
That's good.
An apple pie? Or D, a cone? They used to have an M&M McFlurry, which I did like too. I like to mix it up on occasion.
And
Yeah.
Nestle Crunch.
And now I think they only have Oreo.
Oh.
I just was at McDonald's and I noticed that, and I saw their commercial.
You can't get away from it on their menu board.
It's
I know it's everywhere.
I made a late night stop over the weekend, got myself probably my one and only Shamrock Shake of the season.
I haven't
Oh my
gotten
gosh,
mine yet.
you're not lying. The Cardi B and Offset meal was half of the board.
It was. I do not remember what it is, but I think you know, so I'm not going to let you try to get it.
That's a good move.
I love the
So-
strategery here.
I believe if I know my Cardi B, it's apple pie.
And you are correct, which means Hutch is angry at me because he thinks that question was too easy.
Although
I
if you
don't
didn't
think
give her an option, she would have probably not thought of chocolate chip cookie or
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, and so maybe you
Well, thank you for giving me a little bit of credit
that
after
is, yeah.
putting
'Cause
my character on the
anyone
line a
really
few
goes
weeks
to
ago.
McDonald's for either a shake or an apple pie. I mean, you really McFlurries,
They're-
yes, but
Their chocolate chip cookies are legit good if you've never had them.
They are
at
very good,
McDonald's.
all right, I'm gonna pick let's do Spring Forward.
Spring forward. Don't spring forward and don't fall back is what we have here. There are 2 U.S. states that do not. They do not observe
Hawaii,
daylight
Alaska,
savings
final
time.
answer. Sorry.
Okay, well, first off,
Am I right?
well, you'll find out when I finish the question.
Oh, did I just screw myself?
You maybe did.
No, not entirely, but I feel like I may need to make an executive decision here.
Okay.
There are 2 U.S. states that do not observe daylight savings time. I'm gonna mess with you. I'm gonna change the question.
Oh.
One of them is Hawaii.
Yeah.
What you got?
Mm-hmm.
The other one is A, Indiana, B, Arizona, C, Rhode Island, or D, the District of Columbia.
See, you can't say Arizona because it's a certain city in Arizona that doesn't observe. It's not the whole state. So you might have to recheck your facts if you're going to say that it's Arizona. But what is it? I got it wrong.
Well, I'm standing by my facts
You're
because
saying
the
Arizona?
internet doesn't lie. Arizona and Hawaii.
I don't think it's the whole state of Arizona.
Are you maybe confusing with Indiana? Indiana, it's only part of the state that does daylight savings.
I'll trust you, Ross, because I can't afford a fight with you.
Well, no, you can't because I now have legal on my side.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, I got it wrong.
Dang.
So I did screw myself.
Let's look that up after the show, though, and if I need to make an amendment in the next week's podcast,
unless they recently changed in the past couple of years, because remember, you'd fly into Phoenix and it'd be a completely different time. And it was just weird unless the state decided recently. But yeah, that's fine. We'll go for it. I'm wrong. Stacy got the point.
Yay.
I jumped the gun.
He's only a little disappointed by it.
I jumped the gun.
We have standing up for others, give blood, save lives, like I do, and bookworm.
Let's do give blood, save lives.
All right. Which blood type is a universal donor? Meaning your blood can be provided to anybody in need.
Mm-hmm.
Is that O positive, B negative, like what I did there, C O negative, or D B positive?
I believe it's O negative.
Are you looking up the?
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention. She could pass it to me right now, and I'd lose.
You believe O negative? That O negative is a universal donor.
Yes.
Well, that's a queen. That is a queen. Clean sweep.
All right, so here's the deal. Apparently, Phoenix, since 1968, most of the state, with exceptions noted below, does not observe daylight savings time.
So there are a few cities that do?
There are a few, yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what cities do, because it doesn't say. It says with exceptions below, but it doesn't. Oh, Phoenix.
Do you know what's hurting me here? And I'll be honest about this. Oftentimes I pull these facts from trivia websites.
Mm-hmm.
These trivia websites must be pretty shoddy.
They are, because Phoenix, when daylight savings is not active, the time in Phoenix and Albuquerque, New Mexico are the same. When daylight savings time is active, then Phoenix and Los Angeles are the same. So Phoenix is the only city that does observe, while the rest of the state doesn't. That's because I knew there was something really strange and weird about that.
In all honesty, I'm glad I brought up this question, even though technically it may have cost you the game, because this is very interesting, because now I have so many questions. How does a city get away by making up their own rule when the state does something different?
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to look into it a lot more than I do.
That's confusing.
It's pretty crazy. So, yeah.
That is interesting. I also used to know a gentleman, that Indiana thing that I told you about. He was living, I don't know where the divide in Indiana is, but he was living in the Eastern time zone, but he worked in the part of the state that didn't have the the switch.
Yeah.
So every day he would have this, he would drive 10 minutes to work.
And he's an hour late.
Yeah, he'd either be an hour. He figured it out, but twice a day it would be I just gained an hour. And then at the end of the day, I just lost an hour, or vice versa.
That's going to really mess up your life.
How confusing would that be?
Well, by the time you guys actually listen to this, hopefully you haven't been late for work, because time has already changed for you.
Oh my God.
But my smugness and trivia got the best of me today. Stacy always hates when I answer things early, and she won because of it.
And we're tied up. It's now 3-3-1.
All right. Hey, don't forget, if you are tired today because of the time change, you need to get some better sleep, and you can do that with Mattress Galaxy.
Yeah.
Our friends will help you.
Mattress Galaxy has non-commissioned consultants there who will help you find the perfect mattress at a really great price, because their stores, they have them, several of them. There's in Hudson, Hastings, New Richmond, and now the new one is in Woodbury, and they do have that fabulous sleep sanctuary in the Woodbury store, which is very cool. They will help you figure out how to solve any of your sleep problems that you have, and you just tell them what kind of things that you do when you sleep. Do you sleep on your back, your side, your front, whatever it might be, and they'll help you figure out the best mattresses for you. And that will get you the best night's sleep you can possibly have. And that's really important for your physical health, your mental health, your psychological health, all of that.
It really does affect every part of your being physically and emotionally. So make sure you get it at mattress-galaxy.com. Who's ready to try some foods?
Me.
What's the latest grub?
Soup's on, fat boy.
You'll find out what's an oral gasm
Your chicken is delectable.
and what's dorm food.
That's disgusting.
Because it's time to test your taste buds as we now present Staci and Hutch's Snack Chat.
All right, let's do it. We are starting with blueberry. I saw these in my drawer and I was like, I saw them for a couple days now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to try this. But I waited.
Oh, that's nice. You could have tried them if you really wanted to.
I do like blueberry flavor, like blueberry from Halloween time.
Oh, yeah.
They don't look very tasty.
They smell very
They smell
blueberry.
amazing.
They smell like a blueberry cake donut.
Oh my God, Stace, these are good.
Mm-hmm. They're good and crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
these are,
They look a little gray,
they do look gray.
but they taste great.
They taste very good.
They do have a little bit of an aftertaste. I haven't had them with milk yet.
Oh, with milk, they'll just be perfect. Oh, these are good.
I eat all cereal dry.
Very good.
What other Cheerio do you have for us?
That's the only one I brought.
No,
Oh, wait, the other one we had already, didn't we?
no, we didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, that's right, because I ate them at home and then I brought the leftovers.
What did we have? Was
Chocolate strawberry.
This one's strawberry banana.
This one's strawberry banana, but we had chocolate strawberry.
This one is also quite excellent. Yeah, see, I took some out and go. The rest of these I'm eating myself. I had these for breakfast this morning. Strawberry banana.
Oh, those blueberries are good.
What's nice about these is the banana ones and the strawberry ones are heart-shaped. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Oh, cute.
So they're very tasty.
Now the chocolate banana ones, they were okay. I wasn't a huge.
Nah,
Yeah.
blueberry's better.
I don't like chocolate for breakfast. It doesn't taste right.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, not a fan of this one.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
No, they're fine, but blueberry's better.
Catch.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Over blueberry?
Yeah. And this one's limited edition. I don't know if strawberry or the blueberry one is.
It doesn't say, but I think it is. I don't know.
Well,
it doesn't say it is, but
It doesn't have limited edition on it. So this one, the blueberry one, could be here to stay. Who
Okay.
knows?
Also, Nuck Stacy, I also had Cheerios this morning, but I had honey nut Cheerios.
Ah, honey nut. Well, those are good too. So 2 new Cheerios to look for. This is the
I
large
highly
size.
Endorsed
Large.
blueberry.
now
family.
this is limited edition as well, they say. It's from Belgian Boys, but it's a women-owned company.
Oh,
So I don't know
Okay.
why it's called Belgian Boys when it's women-owned.
just to fool you.
But pancake cereal used to be a viral trend. People would hand make little mini
Little bitty,
pancakes
like little dollar size.
and put them in a bowl of milk and then eat it as cereal. So this is what it's called. It is called the trend that set the internet on fire. So here's the deal. You can eat it with maple syrup, butter, and blueberries,
Mhm.
or you can do it with a splash of milk. And so this is what it is. It looks like here. This is how they come. Just in a little package of,
How much is that? It looks like it might be expensive.
there's 4 of them in a bag,
Okay, 4 packs like that.
4 little packs like this. So I'm sure if you do it with the butter and the maple, you'll want to warm them up with the milk. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't.
Are we literally just going to eat them?
Oh, they're so
That's about-
teensy. Ah, about the size of a
They do look like legit pancakes.
They're like a little size of a quarter.
No, they just taste like pancakes.
Mhm.
You can keep them, Russ.
That's kind of fun.
They're fun. They're cute. I'd
Yeah.
rather have a full pancake.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you know
Nothing
what?
real. It's like an Eggo. It's a mini Eggo or a mini Eggo pancake.
This
You know
would be
what I
great
would do?
for little kids if you got little kids and you want to have them
Yes.
have pancakes too.
That is perfect. Yeah.
They could just dip them.
Coming
I-
from the woman that doesn't have kids. Great idea, Stace.
I eat
I
like
would-
a toddler. I don't have one.
I would just heat these up and put a little bit of syrup on them and
Yeah.
just save me
Oh,
the
I'd heat
time.
them up and put a half stick of butter. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that to you. I would. I'd put a half stick of butter in one of those bowls.
I'm not anti-butter. I just always found it weird that it was just the only topping on a saltine.
And finally, what I've been waiting for, and I haven't
Oh,
opened them.
Oh, this is going to be so good.
They smell so
Um,
good.
I didn't know these existed till right before we started recording today.
They are brand new.
Oh,
They are called
Frosted flakes.
Cinnamon French Toast Frosted Flakes,
Wow.
bursting with cinnamon sweetness. And we know how Stacy feels about her Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
there's no way these will be bad. It just depends on how good they are.
I still haven't found the cinnamon toast crunch ice cream, and I've looked everywhere.
Oh, you know,
I've given up.
Oh my
Speedways.
God.
I bet you they might have it next door.
You think?
OMG.
I've decided just to put cinnamon toast crunch on vanilla ice cream, and that'll probably
Ross?
be best. Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't need a boyfriend.
No. Tony the Tiger is your boyfriend.
This is very good.
This is dare I say, better
Oh.
than Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
It just might be.
Wow.
It's the crunch.
Without that sugary residue getting all
Right.
over your clothes your face.
OMG.
and your lip
Tony the
gloss.
Tiger talk dirty to me.
Yep.
They better keep this.
This is amazing.
This is heaven in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
This could be my lunch today. I might just eat this.
You guys, you and Stacy can split it.
Baby.
That is with some milk in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Problem though, as we know with Frosted Flakes,
Get soggy.
super soggy, super quick. So you got to eat it super quickly.
Well,
Not if you
if you
don't put milk in your cereal.
Yeah,
or
you're so weird.
if you just put a little bit at a time and just go spoonful by spoonful.
Wow, that is surprisingly. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't know that it would compete with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Put this on ice cream.
We need to
Oh my
start.
gosh, yes.
We don't
Yeah.
need to keep track of everything, but we need to start keeping track of what are our consensus like top 5 items.
Mhm.
This is up there.
This would be one of them.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. All
Big
right,
fan. Big fan.
there you go. That's our show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Mattress Galaxy for bringing you Staci Hutch to say too much. We will see you back here next week. Ross, how do people get a hold of you on the socials?
At the Ross Brendel on Instagram, at Brendel Ross on Twitter.
Stacy?
Stacy KS95. Stacy with an I.
And Smoke Show Stacy?
That's it.
Stacy Smoke Show?
Something like that.
Something like that. Dadbot Hutch on TikTok and Hutch KS95 on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you guys back here next week. Bye.